Hello, my name is Stacy, and this is my co-star, Justin Johnson.
Yep.
Say hi to the people.
Hey.
This week, we watched a very rad movie, okay? 10 out of 10. The movie was called Run, Lola Run. It was a 1998 film.
Sounds familiar.
That sounds iffy, but I'm going to commit. 1998 film. The film was about a young lady named Lola and a man named Manny, and it was not in English. I'm not sure the language. I want to say German. I'm not really sure. I was confused because I feel like there was a couple languages. Do you?
Yeah.
A couple languages. It was definitely an action / thriller movie. So, I did take some notes because my professor said that I need to mention things. So guess what? I wrote some stuff down. So, throughout this movie, at first thing I noticed that I loved, you loved it too, I remember, because you was like, oh, that's cool. First thing I loved was how when the movie started, it was like the credits was like rolling. It was still like listing all these people that was in the movie. Like it was like a cartoon and a movie. It was like an animated and then like a real life. I love that for that.
Yeah.
So, something that stood out to me in the movie was how it was like this reoccurring thing. For example, dude sold the diamonds. Lola was trying to smoke a cigarette. Probably needs to quit. She got her moped stolen. So then she wasn't there to pick up Manny. Then Manny gets not robbed. I don't even know why the police was chasing Manny, because maybe he looked suspicious. I don't know. But he leaves the bag of money. But it wasn't money. It was marks. He leaves the bag of money on the train. The homeless guy finds the money. Best day of his life. And then now he's in the payphone. Hysterical. He's done called Lola. I'm going to die. All that, right? And then so now she's on the mission, right? She's on the mission. I feel like Lola ran through the whole movie.
Well, he threatened to rob that store to get the money.
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to rob the store. But then, like I said, it got weird. So, running. She's running. She goes to her dad. Didn't catch her dad cheating, although I wrote that down. She didn't catch him cheating, but then he was like, I'm not helping you. He basically disowned her. And then, she barely misses Manny. By the time she gets there, Manny's already standing there, guns a-blazing, robbing the Quickie Mart, right? And then next thing you know, she gets shot. Now, I'm not aware of when they were in the red room, right? It's like it was red. So I'm not aware if it was like their little 7 minutes of heaven, or not. But they were having a little conversation, and then all of a sudden, Lola is alive again. And she's repeating this day. Except for, it's like she's a little bit behind or a little bit ahead, because it's happened 3 times, right? So every single time, Lola is going the exact same direction. She's doing all these same things, except for the second time around, she's running. The first time the car almost hits her. The second time, she goes over the hood, and the third time the car is gone.
Each time she passes somebody too.
Yeah, and then there kept being these little flashbacks, which I believe were flash forwards. Justin pointed that out, because little do you know, he also helped me do my homework. But so I was like, what's going on? And it was like these little flashes, but every single time it was like a different flash. Like with the lady, for example, with the baby, the first flash, it was like she kidnapped that baby. Mm-hmm. Second flash, she wins the lottery. Third flash, she's like trying to become a saint. So it was like not confusing, but at the same time, it was like, in my mind, I'm wondering if she died when they shot her the first time, and all this was just playing in her head. You know how I do.
Yeah.
So anyway, something else that I noticed that was related to this week's reading was controlling the pacing and the isolation of action. Okay, because there was music playing from start to finish in this film, and I was there for it. I loved all the songs. I loved all the sounds. I loved it, especially that one little song. It was in English, but I can't remember what it was called. I loved it.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Whatever, Justin.
I can't remember.
Anyways, also another thing, it was called Foley, which was the sound between scenes, and the Mickey Mousing, right? The Mickey Mouse, and that's something else I wrote down. I can't think of what it means right now, but I wrote that down. And then, like, let me see what else I wrote down. Hold that thought. Justin, what did you think about the movie while I look at my notes?
I thought there was a lot going on. Like, once it started, when they started repeating their same day, but stuff, and you can't even really say that it got worse. It was just a bunch of crazy stuff happening each time.
Yeah. And
you can't really say that it got worse.
No, it didn't. It got better each time, but she got a little bit more creative each time, too. Remember what was your favorite part of the movie? You know, it was when Manny came face to face with the guy who had stolen his stuff.
Yeah, I said, I don't know, because...
You said, I don't know which one of them is crazier.
Yeah.
The one that gave him the money?
Or the one that didn't shoot him when he gives him a chance. Because it was crazy. I could have swore that when he traded the money for the gun, that homeless man was going to kill him.
It almost made me feel like that rewinding of whatever that was, of what Lola was going through. It almost made me feel like two things. One, it was like never give up on the goal, right? And two, it was almost like in order for you to get a different outcome, sometimes you take the same path, you just take the same path differently. And I don't know how to say that without saying it like that, but it was like there's always an alternate, right? Mm-hmm. And because she just kept on and on and on, because obviously she didn't want Manny to die. She loved that guy. There was a little picture of him on her little vanity. Mm-hmm. I couldn't read it because it wasn't in English, but obviously there was the love of her life. You know, she just kept trying and kept trying and kept trying. And literally the beginning of the movie, before anything happened, in cartoon form, right? Plot of the movie was right there. She's running through like in the little cartoon, you know, when she's running and there's the stairs and whatnot. She's running, and all this stuff is happening, right? There's the dog, there's the guy, like all the stairs, like. So in the very beginning, before I ever even seen a minute of this movie, like I knew that the whole movie she was going to be running, and there was going to be obstacle after obstacle after obstacle until she got to the end. Yeah. And I was very disappointed at the end. You know I was. I wanted it to keep going. Like there needs to be a part 2. Like Lola sat down, right? Like because he looks at her and he was like, "What's in the bag?" So, I don't know. Overall, I really enjoyed this week's movie, and I feel like I learned a little bit about film by watching this movie, and I'm looking forward to the next week's movie.
Me too.
Justin's sleepy. Thank you guys. Bye.